Okay guys, we're back out here. Excuse the compressor, but I got my little umbrella seal in there, reed valve, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'm making an initial adjustment to the float. Basically you want the top of the float to be even with those two screws that hold the float. Right in the dead center of the tube, if you're looking. That's a good way to start. Actually, I might just drop the float down a hair, but that's a good place to start. So let's put the accelerator pump on. Okay, good, it's quiet. This is the secondary bowl. Secondary bowl gets 80 jets and gets a power valve block off. Okay, if you looked up the different numbers of the carburetor, some of them have an actual power valve and smaller jets. This particular combination, since they're not going to give you a power valve, they have to make the jets bigger. So we have the new cork gaskets in here and the idle screws in. There's your little slosh tube. So we are good to go. Okay. Like I said, I picked up the rest of the parts. Got a couple of those. Here's the power valve gasket. I only had one. I wanted to change that one. And here's the little thing that we were missing for down in the accelerator. So the nozzle. So let's keep working. Accelerator pump is on. I'll show you on the second one how it goes. Okay, jets are in the 80s for the rear. There's the bowl gasket, only goes on one way. Got to make sure there's a hole there for your accelerator pump, which comes up. Comes out this center hole here, goes in this center hole there, and then does what it has to do. Back gasket only goes on one way. There's alignment dowels, see how they're staggered. Okay, so we should be able to assemble these two and put them on. Okay, that's one end done. You get starting to look nice. So we'll do this lever after we get this little cam on here. I'm just going to do the squirter now, get it done, and just move on. Okay, we got the primary bowl cleaned. Here's our float. There's our new needle and seat. There's our adjuster and jam screw. These are the two screws for the float. Okay, these are the important steps, guys. You want to get anything that's crusty out of these things, because when they get wet, it's just going to go and clog something. So, to me, these are the most important steps. If you see, I'm working on paper towels. I've gone through a roll and almost a half so far. So it's not the same two paper towels that you see. And I'm just constantly switching them. And that's how I keep the dirt down in an area that's not exactly sterile. So let's put this together. Basically, this just slips down in the hole. Those are your two screw holes. This float does have a little spring to it. If you look, you see the tiny little whoops shine above my finger. That's where the tip, and I might as well show you this one. That's where your needle is, and the seat's above it. See? Okay, guys, the battery went dead as I was explaining the accelerator pump. There it is in a nutshell. Let's take it from there and put it there. First of all, here's the old carburetor. There's the new. You can see the difference. Okay, 600 vacuum secondary, 4160, 750 double pumper, 4150. As we all know, Junior did a good job. This motor fired right up, as you heard on the first crank it fired. He filled the bowls. Junior overhauled his carburetor. You guys saw that in the multi-part series. This, I never wanted to make it a multi-part series. I just didn't have all the parts. So I just figured I was out here, I'd keep the camera going. Good carburetor. We're going to drain it out of fuel and trying to put in some kind of storage for future use. Perfect for a stock engine. Okay, guys, there you go. That's what she looks like on there. Obviously, this line back up. Still have to take that off and paint it. We're getting there. We're going to run this motor one more time, and then I'm going to disconnect the radiator from it, put some antifreeze in it, and push it to the back of the garage. We're never going to get this in before winter. The only way to do that is to do a real half-ass job in the engine compartment, and I think that's ridiculous. I like it. I don't like silver. I would have traded this carburetor in a second for an original gold looking one, even though a weathered looking one like this, as long as it was a 750, especially if it had the different type of throttle linkage for the secondaries like I had before on my wagon.